Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of me complaining about PCGS. A long time ago, I had a complaint about PCGS. Take a look here. Tell me what you see wrong with this. This is amateur hour at PCGS. They've got it labeled as a 5-cent, and it's a 25-cent piece, clearly. This was just one of the issues I had. It ended up going, well, I wouldn't say it went viral, but among the coin videos I've done, it was viral. This one was about some coins that they basically refused to take back on that order. I will put the link in the upper right. I'll just go over it as I talk about them, but I sent them to ANACS for crossover, and this is what came back. This was the first one I had complaints about. I said that it was definitely a 6 steps. Well, I said that it was full steps, which is 6 steps. I believe that ANACS will grade them 5 steps or 6 steps. PCGS will only recognize all steps, and at any rate, I said it had it, and PCGS disagreed with me. What do I have to say about this?
But I tell you, I mean, if there wasn't a perfect time for I told you so.
I guess, maybe the grader wasn't as good. Maybe they didn't even try. Maybe they were lazy that day. I don't know. But you can see the full 6 steps here. The bottom step has got a slight wobble on the bottom of it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's a 6-step coin. That's a full steps coin. And, the price difference isn't really that big of a deal, to be honest. It went from a $20 coin that's not 6 steps to a $25 coin with full steps. And I know a lot of people aren't going to pay as much for an ANACS holder, so does it really make that much difference on this coin? No, but for me, it's a big I told you so. So lots of people in the comments on that other video saying, oh, no, that's not, all these PCGS defenders. You're entitled to your opinion. That's all well and good, but I was right. Not to sound little here, but I was right. So, yeah. Moving on to the next one. Next one up here, we have an 1898-0 MS63 from ANACS. Now, PCGS actually rated this one an MS62, and they did not give the variety. So, something I have to say about the varieties. In that old video, I was complaining that they did not attribute the varieties because of the 4 Morgans I sent in, 3 of them, they said were cleaned. I wanted variety attribution. So here's what I found out after doing that video. I guess I've got some blame to take on that. I'm not gonna, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But here's my complaint, I guess. On their app, on the PCGS website app, they talk about all these different varieties. They list these varieties, and then you click on them and you'll see that there's no pricing for them. Before I understood the situation better, I figured if it's on the app, they must recognize those varieties. I did know that they didn't recognize all varieties, but they don't have anything listed on the app as to what varieties they do and do not recognize. They just have this full list of many varieties. So I wanted the variety attribution. Come to find out afterwards, PCGS only recognizes the top varieties. They have some that are called Top 100, Hot 50, Hit List 40, stuff like that. I don't even know, if you go to VAM World, they have some called the Kimpton 12 and WOW coins. The WOW coins are kind of just varieties that are easy to spot. You don't really need a magnifier or anything. I'm not 100% sure that PCGS even recognizes those. is kind of like hit or miss. And I bet if you go to the website, it might be a little bit more clear, but I mean, everything I do is over the phone through apps. You know, I just feel like they should be more clear about the varieties that they recognize. Basically on the app, if they give the variety a name, like spaghetti wing or alligator eye or something like that, then that's one that they recognize. If there's no special name to it and it just has a variety number, they basically just don't recognize it. Anyway, getting back to this coin, they graded it as an MS62 without a variety. I got VAM 11, which is not a top variety, but they gave me a 63. So that takes it from a $95 coin to a $125 coin, you know, plus 30 value on the coin. I'm happy with that, even though if I were to sell it in an ANACS holder, I'd probably only get a, you know, the lower value for it. But also, I could send it back to PCGS. Now that they graded it MS63, I feel like if you go with ANACS, this is basically what I've started to do. And I haven't sent any back to PCGS to confirm this, but this is my thinking behind it anyway, is I'm using ANACS as a filter. If I get anything that's better than I expected or worth a lot more than I expected or something that's high dollar that I want to put into PCGS or basically just have as my registry, because I do still have a PCGS registry even though I haven't spent any more money with them since my initial problems with them. I'm using ANACS as a filter, and then like some of my VAM videos that I make, my VAM hunts, which you can follow a link right there. I'll set up the first one for you and you can watch the rest if you like. But anyway, those ones I'm intending on the top varieties that I get and hopefully some better quality variety ones. The ones that are higher dollar, I will probably cross over to PCGS and see, you know, I'll probably put a minimum grade because you can tell them don't cross it over if it doesn't match the grade. And I feel like if you do that and you have another company, at least one that maybe they respect slightly more than maybe ICG or some of those other smaller companies. You know, ANACS is kind of like one of the top three, you know, third place, but still top three. If they see that they graded it like this, I feel like even if they're lazy and they don't want to look it over, they'll probably just be like, yeah, sure, and match the thing and, you know, match the variety as well. Because honestly, if you're searching for varieties, ANACS is, you know, top dog. They'll list every variety. They'll designate everything. So, okay, enough time spent on this one. Let's move on to the next one.
Thought he'd never shut up.
Okay, this one here was a clean coin, and I knew it was a clean coin. I didn't have any beef about this one being rated as cleaned. I mean, it's very clearly cleaned. But again, I wanted the VAM, and they didn't give it to me. But now I know why. Same thing, not a top variety. They don't label or search for minor varieties unless it's listed specifically on their app/website. So this one's approximately, you know, $50. This one I did not think was cleaned, and I sent it to them. My thinking on it was, and I know I'm gonna hear a lot of grief on it on the video, but yes, it does look cleaned through the screen, but you look at it in person, and when you get real close up, you know, a lot of these lines go straight up to the lettering, and I still feel like those are die scratches, but there must be maybe an overlayer of cleaning that I missed, or maybe I didn't catch it. I have looked at this under the loop, but at the time I didn't have a good scope, and maybe that's what I'm seeing right there. Is you can see the lines going up to the edge of the wing, but not right up to the edge, so that could potentially be the cleaning that they did see on this. I don't know. Maybe I'll look at it under the microscope. All right, folks, let's see if we can't find on this 1897S that did not cross over, what it is that they're exactly looking for, because I am having a very hard time. If you can see those fine lines, they come up to the lettering, and there's not really a very light way of doing that. You know, you just see it just comes right up to the edges on the devices. So I saw that and I thought, that can't be cleaning. It's not transferring onto the device itself. You know, you see, let's see, I saw some over here. So you see these perpendicular lines. They're not coming up across the bridge of her nose there. So for me, I thought, man, that's polishing marks. It's not going to be, I don't see any transfer onto devices at all. I mean, to just go and polish the fields is going to be pretty hard to do something like that. This is the variety with the clashing back there. So the obverse to me looks pretty good. Let's flip her over here. Give it a little bit of adjustment. Okay. Spin it around so people aren't angry. Okay, so there's the left wing of the bird, eagle, the sky turkey. Again, I'm not seeing transfer onto the devices on lettering or nothing, but I think what they're seeing is this right here. However, I still have a bit of a beef with this. You know, that's some pretty heavy scratching right here, and then it's not going right up to the edge of the numbering, and it's not, you know, not transferring onto the wing, but it's not, you know, if it's not going up to the edge, that's something, you know, ran across it and scratched it. I mean, in my opinion, those are scratches. When I submitted this to ANACS, I said one of my stipulation was I disagree with the cleaning grade. So maybe they don't think it was clean, but they think it was scratched or damaged in some way. It's still a details grade, and maybe that's what I said, because this was actually a while ago I just submitted this. Maybe I said I disagree with details grade. Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe that's why ANACS did not holder it, because maybe they look at this as some kind of damage or a scratch, you know. But I think if any, I don't know, to me, if they do just a little section right here, can you say that was cleaned, or did it just find something in its lifetime that it scraped across? You know, because the rest of the back, I mean, everything is really nice. But yeah, you can see the rest of the coin looks really, really nice. I mean, I don't see anything in my mind that would stick out as cleaning, other than potentially this area here. So that's probably what did it for me. Why don't you guys leave a comment and let me know what you think, if you agree with me or whatever. If you look at the rest and say, oh no, you're absolutely an idiot and that was a clean coin. And finally, we have the last coin. PCGS had this labeled as a UNC Details, and you can see that ANACS gave me MS62 Dimple, which I wasn't even expecting with VAM21, which is not a top variety, so that's why PCGS did not give me that variety. However, what I will say about PCGS as well is that when they don't give you the variety and you pay for the variety, yes, I paid for the variety, but if they don't give you the variety, they only charge you half. And I believe at the time that I submitted these, the cost was $18 for variety attribution, so they should have only charged me $9. They screwed me several times before I caught this. I did not know this. What happened? The only way I caught it was because they sent some back that didn't have the variety attribution, and I saw that they were discounting me. And when I talked to customer service, they're like, oh yeah, they're supposed to give you half back. I spent almost $10,000 with PCGS last year. Actually, not even last year, 2022. And I don't even know how much they screwed me out of. But on these last orders where I really had a problem with them, they did not give me the refund, and I had already known about this refund I was supposed to get. And it came to something like $90, I think is what it was at the end. It took me 2 months of arguing with them over email and the phone for them to give me back my money.
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man?
Nevertheless, that took this coin from being worth approximately $75 to going to $260 in value. Now, even if you consider the lower value of an ANACS holder, that is worth it. You know, I wouldn't be selling this for 75 bucks. But yeah, I would say if you have clean coins, definitely, or have some coins and holders that have been deemed details cleaned and you cannot find where it is that they've been cleaned, I'd send them to ANACS. And you know, you don't need a membership to get coins graded with ANACS. They're pretty quick. They're good customer service. To be totally honest, I've been using them ever since this happened with PCGS, and I am extremely happy with them. They've got great customer service. They answer you quickly. There's been a couple little things that I had, like they forgot to put a top listing on one of my holders, and I pointed it out to them, and they just said, yeah, send it back in with your next submission and we'll fix that. And it's actually in there as we speak. What I will say, PCGS, when I've had to send things back, they'll send me a label and everything, and they cover the shipping. ANACS didn't offer that, but I mean, for the coins that I've had done there, for the quality of the service, for everything, my biggest complaint about ANACS is the holders. And it's not even the holders themselves. I actually don't mind the holders themselves. I think it's kind of nifty that they put a label at the top like that, so when it's in a box, you know, covered by other ones, you got a quick reference there instead of having to pull everything out and take a look at it. I just hate the color of the label. I wish they'd go back to blue or green like they used to be. It's such an ugly yellow color, but I am just gonna live with it for now. So anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna put this on the scope and let's take a closer look at it. Now you let me know if you see anything that sticks out as being cleaned. I mean, this is pretty nice in my book. My theory behind it has been that ANACS, or not ANACS, but I can't get all the way down to the bottom there without tilting the coin because the base of the scope is right there. But looking really good to me. My theory is that PCGS likes to keep very few top pops, and I mean, this is uncirculated, but I don't think it's like, you know, in my opinion, top pop's gonna be like MS66 or higher. But the fewer coins you have with better grades on them, it's going to be more valuable. Man, I'm not seeing anything here that looks like cleaning on the obverse. Okay, that's pretty much it for the obverse. And since they want to have those higher values, higher prices, it also makes their company look better if they can say, oh yeah, look at how valuable our grading is. But let me turn it around so it doesn't make people angry. There we go, that looks nicer. Okay, all right, yell it out in comments. Do you see where the cleaning is on this? And if they think it's like a chemical dip, that's, you know, they put dipped on the label. They don't say cleaned. You know, cleaning is some sort of an abrasive that was used. That in front of the beak there, that's rust pitting on the die, makes that appearance. Got some doubling on my, they call that the legend, I think. I always mix it up between the motto and the legend. Got a lot of doubling. That must be what FAM 21 is. Okay, so that's basically, that's the coin. Let's see at the eagle here. I mean, seriously, this one is super clean. And I said that in the old video. I said, I don't know what the heck they were thinking. I really feel like they got some new guys in there and they tell them, you know, hey, you see anything that you think is cleaning, you just label it as cleaned. You know, keeps the populations down, makes it quicker to grade for them, less time involved. And then they 002. And then they just move on to the next coin. But yeah, I definitely feel like they just saw some clean, or I just feel like they saw some of these lines here or on the obverse, the die polishing marks, and the guy was just like, oh, that must be clean. And they just, boop, on to the next one. Nope. I bet if I sent this back to PCGS in the ANACS holder, it would probably come back, you know, as dimple, whatever, 62, 61, something like that. But at any rate, that's that. All right, guys, so because of this coin specifically, I had decided to go through all my PCGS coins that were deemed clean, because I know I had the other ones that I really questioned. I was like, what the heck? Why the hell is this a clean coin? Some was naivete on my part. It was earlier on in my, you know, fortes into coin collecting. I've been doing it my whole life, but I didn't start, you know, grading, having grades and stuff. Didn't start using PCGS till, gosh, I think it was early 2022 or late 2021. So at any rate, I'm going back through all of them, and I'll put a link in the description because it's not going to come out till after this video, but if I get it up before I post this video, I'll still put that link there, and you can have some insider exclusive viewing of that video before it becomes public. But at any rate, I am going to go through all those. I'm going to put them under the scope. I'm going to take a look at them, and I'm going to see what I have and send it back, or send it to ANACS for crossover and see what happens. I doubt I'll get all of them. I mean, just like here, I did I did 2 that I thought weren't cleaned, and only 1 came back. But impressive. I mean, it really increases the value if you can get it to not have that details grade. Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking with me on this one. Please like the video, subscribe if you aren't already. Notifications are cool, and please comment below. You know, all that stuff helps the algorithm, pushes the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.